Yo, what's up? Welcome. Welcome to my YouTube page. Subscribe, rate, review, leave a comment, listen for the questions. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I asked a bunch of questions, but leave a comment. I might write back. Thank you for watching. Going down to Florida. Excuse me. My mother's celebrating her something birthday. I'm not going to say publicly what it is, but she's celebrating a monumental birthday. I'm going back to Florida on a little vacation. Of course, banana hammock season will be in effect. I always try to end the year on a beach, 1, 2, maybe 3 days in that banana hammock. And people say, "Oh, Mike Rapp, do you really rock a banana hammock when you're on the beaches of Cancun? When you're on the beaches of Saint-Tropez? Never been there. When you're on the beaches of Florida, do you really rock a banana hammock?" Yeah. I rock a banana hammock. Don't worry about where I'm coughing. I'm feeling good. Walked 6.5 miles this morning. Came back, did my my 6-minute ab routine. 6 minutes of abs. Oof. And I was in Miami flying. And I don't want to get into what I ate down there. Let's say it was better than when I was in St. Louis. Those green rooms, man, they lure you with the fried shrimp and they had Cuban food in the green rooms of Miami. They had a lot of things there. But I was in Miami, and like I said, like I mentioned about the banana hammocks in Florida, Miami's a good place. I like it. And I'm letting you guys know, I don't know much about Ron DeSantis, but in Florida, you could talk greasy about Trump. You say anything about Ron DeSantis down there, people, they like Ronnie D. I don't know why. I do not know why, but they like Ron D. Sanctimonious. But it was a zoo down there for this Art Basel thing. It was a nut house. I barely left my hotel and the club, the comedy club, the Miami Improv, because it was every place you went. Everywhere you walked, there was just people, traffic, every single place. And of course, if there's an event, the Kardashians will be there. And I was thinking as I saw clips of Kim, Chloe, down at Art Basel. These are grown women. I'm like, don't you ever want to take a break? Isn't there an event you're just like, screw it? I've been to Art Basel the last 13 years. Don't you ever want to take one off? A fashion show, a gala, something. They're meandering around wearing these ridiculous, ginormous sunglasses, looking like, and I'm just like, there's got to be one where you're just like, we're going to skip it. We're going to stay at home. They never do. Rest assured, if there's an event, there's a party, there's an anniversary, there's something going on. These grown-ass women, they ain't going to miss it. I feel like, I don't know, doesn't it get exhausting? It seems exhausting to go to all these events and the amount of, the photographers and the security they must have and all of it. It makes me want to take a nap. But I had a great time in Miami. Had a great flight back from Miami. And I'll be honest, the reason why my flight was great coming back from Miami is because I got home in front of my TV to watch my fantasy football team, Rapaport's Delight, a.k.a. A History of Violence, a.k.a. Make It Stop. Secure in a dominating way. My fantasy football team secured first place in my money league. Bye-bye. And when I say bye-bye, I got the bye next week. Now I'm going to continue to compete. Oh, yeah. I am going to continue competing because each week that I win, more and more people in my league, they're throwing vowels and adjectives at me. A gentleman who I'll just call GX, he referred to my team, Rapaport's Delight, as a juggernaut. He spelt it out in a text. It's in writing. He said, your team is a juggernaut. And I said, I like that word. I like that word, and I like my fantasy football team being referred to as a juggernaut. And I like, because I screenshotted it, I like that you texted it to me and you didn't just say it. And then, of course, I played Baba, Big Tooth, Boofy, Gary Delabonte in fantasy football in the second Gorilla Bowl of the season. Of course, I dominated him in the first Gorilla Bowl of the season. And Lamar Jackson got hurt. Wishing my man Lamar Jackson a speedy recovery. So, unfortunately, I lost to Boofy, a.k.a. Big Tooth Baba Booey, horse-tooth jackass of the Stern Show. I lost to him in this second regular season matchup, which is fine, Gorilla. You know why you lost. The only reason why my team lost is because Lamar Jackson went down. You horse-tooth ape, you. We'll be back. The season ain't over, okay? You know it and I know it. The team, the season, Rapaport's light, the domination will not stop. Can't stop, won't stop. But it was just a great fantasy football weekend, and I'm wishing all the guys that got in it. Jimmy G he went down with a broken foot. I don't know the Lamar Jackson. They haven't said what's wrong with his knee, which stinks because Lamar Jackson he's having an MVP caliber season. Of course, he hasn't signed with the Baltimore Ravens. I hope his knee injury is not serious. The fans of Baltimore, if they do not sign him, they should not go to any games. If somehow, some way, the Baltimore Ravens do not sign and pay Lamar Jackson this offseason, Baltimore Ravens fans, listen, you do what you're going to do, okay? But my suggestion is ban the team, okay? There's Twitter bans, there's this ban, there's Balenciaga bans. Ban the team because Lamar Jackson deserves to be paid whether he's injured or not. That dude he's sick with it. Shout out to the basketball player, sick with it from Rucker Park. What else happened over the weekend? There was this big, whole, kooky, crazy Elon Musk released all this stuff on Twitter, which turned out to be a big nothing burger about all the suppressed media and the suppressed information and the suppressed stories about Hunter the crackhead Biden. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's a nothing burger is because my wife, she did all the deep diving. She did all the deep diving and she did all the research. And she said it's not essentially a nothing burger, but there's nothing there that we didn't know about. And of course, smoking Joe Biden is corrupt. Of course, the government is corrupt. Of course, the news places, the news stations are gonna, ebb and flow and vary and suppress certain things and highlight other things. This is not anything we don't know. They do it for every president, whether it's slob dick Donald Trump, whether it's Obama, whether it's Clinton, whether it's Bush's pops. Okay, back in the days with Ronnie Ballgame, Jimmy Carter. Okay, this is what happens. We know this. They're talking about they buried the stories about Hunter Biden being. We know Hunter Biden's a crackhead. We know Hunter Biden is a crackhead. We know he did crackhead things. Duh. What do you think crackheads do? Crackhead things. But other than the fact that they buried some of the information, we already knew that. We could see from his teeth he was a crackhead. He had crackhead teeth. He probably got a whole mouth of fake veneers right now that his pops had to pay for. But other than that, it's a big nothing burger. There's no real information that was on that laptop. We know he was corrupt. We know he's making deals. So what? We also know slob dick Donald Trump is corrupt. We know this. We know Obama. We know this. They're all corrupt. They're all making money. Hand over fist, whether you're a part of it or not a part of it. There's this documentary coming out about Harry Ballgame, Prince Harry or former Prince Harry. I don't know what he was. He was knighted or something. And Meghan Markle. Harry and Meghan, who didn't want anything to do with the limelight, didn't want anything to do with the fame, didn't want anything to do with that Kim Kardashian life. I don't know if they were at Art Basel or not. They probably were at Art Basel. But if they weren't at Art Basel, they were preparing because now on Netflix, Harry Ballgame and Meghan Markle, who I worked with, by the way, I worked with her on a show called The War at Home, the now defunct former Fox sitcom, The War at Home. Me and the young shooter, we worked with Meghan Markle. And she was beautiful, but she was, she wasn't she wasn't Viola Davis. She was no Meryl Streeps. She was no Marissa Tomei. But they've been talking about how they don't want anything to do with the limelight. And yet, we can't escape them. Go away. Now they got a Netflix documentary that I believe, I'm not fact-checking, but I'm pretty sure that Meghan Markle and Harry Ballgame produced their own Netflix documentary about themselves. Yet you don't want the attention. I don't understand it. That's the last thing. That's the last thing you should be doing, is doing a documentary about yourself if you don't want any attention. Go away. Go ride horses. Grow your own vegetables and whatever you do. I don't know when you want to go away. You're young people. This is an actress. Let me tell you something. Meghan Markle, she likes that attention. Okay? She likes it. And Harry Ballgame apparently likes it too. Unless Meghan Markle's fuck style is so buck wild that she's, Harry Ballgame's just chasing her around. He left his family, left his brother, left the Queen, God rest her soul. I mean, she was old enough. Queen Elizabeth? Was that her name? Queen Elizabeth? Yeah, she was. They're saying she might have been cloned the last 13 years. Now that's the rumor, that it might not even been the real Queen Elizabeth the last 13 years. And if you're asking me, I have to say I believe it. Because cloning is becoming real. Look it up. There's an app, or there's a business, and the business is called CloneAid. Look up CloneAid. Because I'm thinking about cloning myself. I want two of me out here running on these streets, causing trouble. Which brings me to the big announcement that I made last week. Last week I made the ginormous announcement that I was rebranding, the rebrandification of Michael Rapaport. Hashtag rebrandification of Rapaport 2023. And people hit me up. People hit the Dust Brothers up. People were concerned. The comments were no dingo, no Rapaport, be you. Please don't stop being you. No, don't rebrand. Some people were saying, no, don't rebrand you. Fuck you. They cursed at me because I said I wanted to rebrand myself. They're shaming me. That's rebranding peer pressure. Now, if you just follow me on social media, okay, this is not for you. But if you are a listener of the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, if you watch the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast videos on YouTube, I'm going to bring you inside the rebranding of Rapaport plan, okay? This is the reality of it. When I said last week that I asked people, you think I'm nuts? And people in my business said, oh yeah, people think you're fucking nuts. That's true. That's a fact. People think I am out of my tree. People think that I am, they said, unhinged, crazy, wild, reckless, and does he lack self-control? I've been trying to lack self-control. I was so offended when someone said that they don't know if I lack self-control. That's the same shit that they were kicking to me when I was in PS 158 in the 3rd grade and I got kicked out for hitting Mr. Flanagan with a flailing left hook. You know how much, you know how soft you have to be upset that a 3rd grader punched you in the face and you're a grown man? How hard could it have been when I punched my principal in the face in the 3rd grade? It couldn't have been that hard. I'm sure it was just like something like that. It's not like I'm Mike Tyson. Leon Spinks, Ken Norton, Tommy the Hitman Hearns, Roberto Duran. No one ever called me the Hands of Stone. But that's when they set me through the system in the 3rd grade, had me tested. They wanted to put me on drugs. Yeah. This is in the 70s, 76, 77, 78. They wanted to put me on what all kids are on now. My father said no. This is a true story. My father said, no, you ain't putting him on drugs. We're not going to get him hopped up. He ain't no guinea pig, okay? Of course, I continued to get kicked out of school every other year till the 12th grade. He should have put me on drugs. Dad, I know your heart was in the right place, but you should have probably let them dose me. Would have saved you and everybody else around me a lot of trouble. But when people are questioning whether me, Michael Rapaport, actually lacks self-control at 52 years old, I got gray chest hair. 52! I'm like, am I that good? Am I that good that you actually think I lack self-control? That I am not a trained professional? I've let you in on the secret. I've said this is performance art. Yet people are still questioning whether or not I lack self-control for real, in real life. So when I talk about the rebranding, the rebrandification, the concerned citizens of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast who hit me up, who hit the Dust Brothers up, and they said, what does he mean? What's happening? I'm going to let you in on what I'm thinking, okay? I've been stagnant on social media where there's money to be made. I've been stagnant on social media, yet I am the people's champ. That's why sometimes when I walk down the street, they go, "What's up, champ?" I ain't Rocky Balboa. I ain't a prize fighter, but they say, "What's up, champ?" Because I am the people's champ, because I speak on behalf of the people. That's what they say. I never plan for the viral ability. I never, it's never contrived. It just happens. It just happens. And I'll continue to do that. I'm going to continue to do that. But I need to dial back publicly. And when I say publicly, I mean on the social media apps, the big 3. Actually, it's 4 now. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Okay? On those apps, I have to do the bleeps unless I'm being antagonized. I said this to my wife. She said, "What do you mean you're being antagonized?" I go, unless Pig Dick Donald Trump starts antagonizing me. She goes, "You actually think that Donald Trump is antagonizing you?" I go, yeah. When he's up there talking wild on the yard, when Kanye West is talking wild on the yard, I take that as a personal antagonistic. I take it as a personal, I take it as me being antagonized personally. And I must strike back. So the disruptive cape, I'm wearing it right now. It's under this fine piece of cashmere. It's tucked away. It ain't never coming off. It's never coming off. The disruptive cape. I got the leotards. I got the little thing like Superman wears. I got the whole outfit. The disruptive warrior outfit is always on underneath my clothes, ready to rip it off. Dun, da, 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 da. Here comes Disrupt Man. But as far as social media, I have to pull it back because there's people out there that really, truly think that I lack self-control and that I'm nuts. And because of the content, the fucks, the shits, the fucking assholes, the blah, 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 blahs, they freak out. They freak out. I've been stuck at 2.2 million followers on Instagram. And they go, "Well, Mike Rapp, who cares about followers?" I don't care about the followers. It's the business aspect of it. And it's the people that are actually questioning whether or not I lack self-control. You know how bad that makes me feel? I'm a trained professional. People say you lack, they're questioning whether or not I have self-control. I go on live television. I've never had a flub up one time. Why am I even discussing this? But this is because the videos, I'm a trained, when I say Dick Stain Donald Trump, when I say kooky Kanye, when I say this, that, and the third, I know what I'm doing. Yo, thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I might write back. I might write back because I read it all. I see it all. Leave a comment.